Welcome back, everyone. Social media became flooded with complaints of fans without masks and a lack of social distancing in the stands of the UGA Auburn game last night. So this is what we know. Our sports team shot this footage right there on your screen at Stanford Stadium last night. People watching at home say they didn't see much social distancing or masks. And several screenshots of the stands popped up on social media. Fans are required to wear masks when entering the stadium and moving around, but in their assigned pods or seat groups. SEC guidelines say schools must promote and make social distancing possible in areas around the stadium. So we spoke with a spokesperson for UGA on the phone, and they declined to send us a statement, but the athletics department sent us these photographs actually showing some different perspectives of the stands. And a university spokesperson says a majority of the students practiced social distancing and that they were generally satisfied with the behavior of the students last night.